Hey boys and girls, it's Detail Darren, and welcome to another episode of Detailing Success in under 10 minutes or less. So today we're going to talk about your dashboard and why you are not asking the right questions. So let's get started. What exactly is the number one mistake car owners make, specifically when it comes to your dashboard? Let's dissect this so that I can give you some answers so moving forward you can have better results. You will run around chasing your tail looking for the best dash conditioner, dash dressing, leather dressing, call it whatever you want. The problem is that what you do not realize is that the most critical factor is not dressing the dash, it's actually cleaning the dash. Here I'm sitting in the car of a 2000 year Mercedes-Benz C280. I know for certain that this car has sat in the sun most of its life. I know for certain that this dash has never been dressed. And yet this dash, there's no cracking and there's very little fading to it. Something you need to realize also is that the materials, the way they formulate plastics and dashboards specifically, are far superior today than they were in decades past. What this means is that your need, your compulsion to find the best tire dressing, the best leather conditioner, the best dash dressing almost becomes a non-issue, because I know that keeping it clean is priority number one. I know that if keeping it clean will actually do more for your dash than slathering it with layer upon layer of dressing, all in the name of protection. So cleaning is the most critical step. So let's dissect this topic into two specific areas: cleaning and conditioning. When it comes to cleaning, you literally do not have to overthink this. Most cleaners will work. Let me use an example. Let me reduce this down to what I call the ridiculously simple. Here I have a bottle of straight tap water. I'm going to spray it on my clean microfiber cloth. So society wants to overthink cleaners of every kind, and they're called endless things. Multi-surface cleaners, all-purpose cleaners. In fact, I can't even remember all the different names. Straight water. Not much dirt going on. You know why? Because there's not a whole lot of dirt that's actually laying on the surface. Why is that important? Because this dash actually has a very healthy texture to it. So because this is my daughter's car and she keeps the dash dusted pretty regularly. So the point I'm illustrating is that with water, you could literally just dust your dash with straight water. It could be that simple, but that's not the greater question, because the greater problem in this moment is the fact that this dashboard in particular has a very strong, healthy texture to it. So when I'm just rubbing it back and forth, whether I'm using straight water or an actual cleaner, it's going to just essentially clean the top of the dash. Let me also illustrate a very valid point, which I call a voice of reason. When it comes to cleaners, there are endless choices. You will be overwhelmed in your search for the best cleaner of anything. I do not overthink this area of detailing. If you want to know what I recommend specifically, there's always going to be links in the show more box below every video that I produce. So when you combine the right tools, the right products, and the right techniques, that's where you can really dramatically get better results in your efforts. So back to the dash, because we have so much texture going on here, let's pick some of those effective products and tools. Now, based on whether you're a driveway detailer or simply a car owner or a guy that wants to get into the professional world of auto detailing, will largely determine the choice that you go with. Because once again, you do not need to overthink all-purpose cleaners. Some come, like this is a very good one from Chemical Guys called Fabric Clean. This is a concentrate. You can dilute this up to 20:1. Which means if you were going to mix up the entire contents of this, you would add this to a container and then you would add 20 more of these of water. So this is a concentrate. This, for example, is a ready to use, another very good cleaner. So if you're a car owner or a driveway detailer, for simplicity reasons, you may choose to go with something like this that's already made up, it's already got a sprayer. On my pages, I give options for either case. Here we have a very basic scrub brush, not too stiff, not too soft. Also something that I have learned in my travels as a detailer is that most people will underestimate how aggressive you can actually get to tweak the results out of the moment that you're trying to get. And what I mean by that is that people generally, if I was to show them this scrub brush and say, hey, use this on your car leather, they would go into freak out mode because they would think that it would damage the car leather. But car leather specifically is far more durable than you have been led to believe. So this scrub brush will be able to get in the valleys and the crevices of that texture along with my cleaner. Now this has been diluted down for proper use. And I spray it and I scrub it. And just like a buffer, despite how aggressive or how strong these bristles are or how stiff they are, you still remain in control. That's something else a lot of people forget. It's like, okay, you don't have to go in hot. You don't have to go in level 10 and kill your dash. You just gently scrub it based on the results that it's producing. So my rule is that 1, you always read the manufacturer's directions. That's the starting point. Secondly, you go easy. You test in an inconspicuous spot. What that means is that you test it in a spot that cannot be seen, especially if you're a professional detailer or getting into the business. You always do that. Directions, do a test spot, then move forward based on the results that you're getting. So I use different types of scrub pads because I want the perfect tool for the perfect moment. Because I want the perfect tool for the moment. You don't have to overthink the cleaner. You actually don't have to overthink these. But with that is that I have multiple tools because I know that the right tool will make or break your world. Or at least, at a very minimum, make your life easier rather than harder. I'm always looking for easier. So when it comes to this dash, I'm going to do 2 things. Because of this texture, I'm going to use both this non-abrasive scrub pad and this bristled brush. I will spray it, and you can do this whether you want to spray it directly onto the dash or not is up to you. You just need to be aware of the components around it, and you don't have to go into freak out mode just because you get a little overspray on some of these components. It's not going to suddenly just send everything into haywire. So I'm going to scrub this. Once again, I'm in control, and you've got wood veneer up here, so you just need to be cautious of that. You don't have to go into freak out mode. You just be aware of it, and you just respond based on what is going on. There's also this very thick line here for the supplemental restraint system, which is code for an airbag that will pop out. So that's a big heavy crevice that not only you will need to clean in, but when you're mopping up your residue of dirt and cleaner, you will need to force the microfiber cloth into that area so that you can mop it up and fully clean it. And once again, it's not going to show up on film because the dashboard really isn't that dirty. Now that it is dried, we have a clean dashboard. The next step is, do we want to enhance it visually? Do we want to apply some form of protection that will be good for the dash without creating that unwanted buildup? The next step will be to apply your choice in a conditioner. My rule is this. I want to use a water-based conditioner. I don't care what it is, on the outside or the inside. And by the outside, I'm referring specifically to the tires. The reason I want a water-based dressing is so that when I clean it each time, before I apply a new layer of conditioner, I want to be able to remove it. The oil or solvent-based or excessively silicone-based dressings, they are resistant to anything. And if they're resistant to anything, as in cleaners, it's going to be that much more difficult to clean them off each time. And dirt and dust will stick to those cleaners better. So if they stick to them better and they're harder to clean off, and you're going to apply a new layer of conditioner on top of it, that's going to produce the result that we don't want. It's called an unwanted result. Therefore, I'm always going to choose a water-based dressing so that I can remove it easier each time rather than harder. I use nothing but Meguiar's products. Said no detailing professional ever. But with that said, this is an amazingly good product. You do not need to overthink this part. You can find this on my link below. So you simply spray it onto the cloth. You proceed to wipe it on, and you're trying to force it into all those nooks and crannies. Once you've created a uniform appearance, you are good to go. Your dash looks fabulous. You have some level of protection there. It looks better. And just know that once again, like everything else, you have control. If it's too shiny for you, simply flip your towel over, knock down the shine until you've achieved the level of shine that works for you in your world. Okay, once again, if you like what you see, subscribe. If not, make a comment. Let me know why you don't like what you see. And until next time, detailing success in under 10 minutes or less.